Hi there, it's Chris Appleton here from bookkeepingautomation.com and also entermyinvoice.com. And this is tip number 15 of our weekly bookkeeping and accounting marketing tips. And tip number 15 is how to make more money and gain a competitive advantage at the same time. So in this case, I am going to put a bit of a preface before this. In the example I'm going to use here for bookkeepers and also for accountants, I'll be using QuickBooks Online or the QuickBooks desktop version, and I'm going to be using it with our bookkeeping automation platform or our Enter My Invoice platform. And what it is we're an accounts payable software company that takes invoices and receipts, extracts data from it, and allows it to go into QuickBooks a lot faster, so you can reduce your manual entry and coding and such up to 80%. The other assumption I'm going to make is also that that there's basic bookkeeping being done here, and that you're not really going outside of that realm. You're basically just doing bookkeeping in this case. So I'm going to talk about a bookkeeper example. So the bookkeeper example, according to PayScale, the average bookkeeper in Canada makes $19 an hour. So if I were to take a look and say someone's doing 200 entries, there's 5 minutes per entry, that's basically going to amount to about 16 hours, just a little shy of 16 hours of basic bookkeeping each month. And at the $19 an hour as a basic rate, your monthly on that one contract would be $304. Now, if you leverage a platform like ours, which is going to reduce that whole manual process by anywhere from kind of 50% up to 80%, we've even seen it be higher. Our opinion is that you're going to be able to pull your bookkeeping hours down to, reduce about 80%. So basically for every kind of 1 hour, you're gaining 8 hours of an additional 7 hours of productivity. Now, the other thing too is if you have invoices that are in a paper format, you're going to have to scan them. So I'm going to let's assume all 200 invoices that you're doing here need to be scanned. You'll probably do that in an hour, but it'd probably be a lot less, actually, to tell you the truth. So all in, you're talking about 3 hours. 3 hours plus the cost of our software for 200 invoices would be roughly $71. All in, your costs are $128. And if you charge the client the same rate of $304, that means that you're now getting a profit of $176. So you're making yourself way more profitable because you're working less hours. Now, the other thing you need to look at if you're becoming more profitable is your new hourly rate goes from $19 up to over $100 an hour, which is 5.33 times greater than what you were doing before. So you've leveraged technology to gain efficiencies to increase your hourly rate that you've got. Now, I'm going to use an accountant example. Same thing. Accountants. PayScale says that the average CA in Canada makes $30 an hour. And if you look at that, using the same sort of stuff here, 200 entries a month, 5 minutes per entry means 16 hours roughly of bookkeeping that has to be done each month, including the manual entry and the coding and everything. If you take that 16 hours times the 30, you're going to get 480 hours per month as a revenue from that client. Now, same sort of thing if you're doing 2 hours of accounting. So basically, you're taking out all the manual entry and you're allowing a technology like bookkeeping automation or Enter My Invoice to do it. You'll basically have to scan for an hour, do a couple hours of accounting. Same thing, the cost for our bookkeeping, roughly about $71 for our software to accomplish that. But now what happens is your costs all in are $161. And if you take your original amount that you were charging, your hourly rate times the 16 hours less this 161 means you're making $319 in profit. That's the increase in profit. In essence, you've moved yourself from $30 an hour to about $160 on a new hourly rate, which once again is also 5.33 times greater than your initial rate. So one of the things we would tell you is that if you have clients that are sending in paper invoices, one of the other things you can do is get them to send a PDF of their invoice. So if you have clients, if your client has vendors that's sending them paper invoices, they're sending enough of them just tell them to send it in PDF format to an email that we would give to you that would allow us to extract that data and put it into QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop. Now what you're doing is you're increasing your efficiencies up to 8-fold. So a bookkeeper goes from $19 an hour to $152 an hour. An accountant goes from $30 an hour to $240 an hour for the work that they're doing. Now, here's how you become more efficient. So literally, I want to show you how to gain 7+ additional years of salary within 1 year. So let's just say if you can gain up to 7 times more salary, then it'll have the following impact to you. So now I come up with this 7 times more salary is because our platform can remove literally upwards of 80% of the manual entry and the work that you're doing on a lot of stuff. So if you're doing straight bookkeeping and everything like that, literally you can leverage or gain 7 times, or you'll reduce your workload by 7-fold there on that one, or 7 times what it was. Anyways, long story short is, as a bookkeeper, your current annual salary is $39,520. Now, if you could gain efficiencies doing what you're doing, your potential could be almost $316,000 and change for an annual salary. That's more than $250,000 more in income. Could you imagine being someone making $40,000 a year, working smarter, and making $250,000 more? Imagine what you can do with that. An accountant, same sort of thing. Their average salary on an annual basis, $63,120. Now, by gaining the efficiencies, by leveraging a technology, you're up over $500,000 in potential income, which means you're making $441,000, almost $442,000 more a year. So huge opportunities there. Now, let me show you how you can even increase that further and work less. So think about this. Hire an employee. You got to pay them $19 an hour, but if you can gain the efficiencies out of these people, same thing. You can make, just one employee for a bookkeeper could make an additional $276,000 a year in increased revenue. For an accountant, $441,000 and change. I've gone through that. But look at the impact on 2, 3, 4, 5 additional employees in your business. What this means is that if you can get staff and train them to do what you do, paying them $19 an hour, gaining efficiencies means that you are going to make money off of them. You're becoming a boss. You're not becoming a worker bee anymore. Now, I'm a realist. I realize not everyone's going to fire on the same cylinders. So let's even say you get half that amount. You gain half the efficiencies that I'm talking about here. Still a significant amount of money going to your pocket for just managing a process. So long story short, what I'm talking about here is this allows you to do more in the same amount of time and make more income. So part of this competitive advantage, where this comes about is if you can do a combination of gaining more salary, but also reducing your rate to your clients. So you don't have to, completely take all the profit. What you could do is give some back to your clients, but you're still going to make more profit than you would before. And you offer them a set monthly fee. Then between those two combinations, you're gaining a competitive advantage, because a lot of people in the marketplace are not providing a one cost per month to their clients. And in addition to that, because you're going to be more competitive, or you're going to have more profit, you've got more room to be able to reduce your rate, thus beating your competition. So put yourself in the mindset of your client. If you go to them with one set fee per month, and it's going to be lower than what someone else is going to charge throughout the year when you aggregate it all together on a monthly basis, they're going to go with you. So you will gain a huge competitive advantage, and you're going to make more money. So I'll tell you what, if you want to try a free trial of bookkeepingautomation.com or entermyinvoice.com, go to either one of our sites. We've got a sign up form there. We'll give you a 30-day free trial or 1,000 invoices for free. And you'll get more details there. Or if you want to find out more, you can reach out to me, chris.hamilton@entermyinvoice.com, or you can phone me in North America at 403-630-1234. 888-888-4343, and I would be more than happy to help you out and get you started.